So this is again a part of journal entry, students, journal proper. We have done in my first part about opening journal entries or opening entries rather. Now this one is closing entries. Closing entries are passed at the end of the year to close the accounts relating to expenses and revenues or nominal accounts by transferring them to what? By transferring them to trading account and profit and loss account. Okay, so these are nothing but nominal accounts. Closing entries are done with the nominal accounts and we transfer the nominal accounts to trading account and profit and loss account. For example, salary account is closed by transferring its balances to the profit and loss account, and the wages account is closed by transferring its balance to the trading account. Now, why trading account? Why profit and loss account? That I will be dealing today only. First of all, you tell me, when you pay wages, the journal entry is what? Wages to cash. Yes, over here, wages to cash. Journal entry when we
Yes,
pay
sir.
wages to cash. Now, to close any debit, we have to credit it. That you remember. And to close any credit, we have to debit them. So to close debit, credit them. To close credit, debit them. Just opposite. Debit ka credit, credit ka debit. So see, wages account is debited and wages account is a nominal account. Wages account is a nominal account. And to close it, what we need to do, we have to credit it. So see, we are crediting wages. This is a closing entry. And where we are closing? We are closing in trading account. Now your question would be, why in trading account we are closing wages? Wages is a direct expense and that's why we are closing in trading account. Now why all direct expense in trading account? That's the next question. I am coming to that. Before that, one more example first to learn. What is the opening entry for rent received? Opening means adjusting entry. You have received rent. So when you receive rent, cash account debit to rent received. Now rent received is credited over here. See, when you are receiving rent, so cash account debit, cash is coming in to rent received income. Now this rent received income needs to be closed. So income to be closed, you have to debit it. It's a credit item, we are debiting. So we have debited it. And where we have debited? We have debited it in profit and loss account. Why? That I will be coming. Because rent received is an indirect income. Any indirect income we close in profit and loss account to get net profit. Whereas any direct incomes like sales, closing stock, we close them in trading account to get gross profit. I'll give you one simple example before I will be reading this. Suppose I have a sari shop. When I am buying saris, when I am selling the saris, buying saris are my buying or I am producing saris. I am buying saris. I am paying for carriage. I am paying for freight. Carriage means lorry charges. Freight means train charges. Whatever, or I am asking the laborers to put the saris in a proper place. These are all my purchasing related expense, production related expense. All these production and purchase related expenses are termed as direct expenses, directly related with goods. Now see the definition. Direct expenses are those expenses which are related with goods. That is they are related with purchase or production of goods, and they are termed as purchase or production expenses. They are always closed in trading account in order to get gross profit. To get gross profit. To get gross profit. Now, what is the meaning of gross profit? Now, gross profit means, if I'll give you one example, it will become very easy. So, gross profit. Suppose the sari business, I'm just buying sari and selling sari. Buying sari at suppose 2000 rupees and selling at 2500. So, my gross profit is how much? My gross profit is nothing but 500. But then I have to pay for advertisement charges. I have to pay for accountant charges who is accounting my books. These are my indirect expenses, my office expenses, my lighting, my electricity charges and all, my telephone charges, all these also have to be bear, and that also has to be affected in my selling prices. That has affected my selling price. That will reduce. That means, in order to say that my gross profit was 500, but when I am adding these all expenses, and not only one sari, I am selling several saris, and to reduce from that gross profit all these indirect expenses, then only I will be getting my actual profit, net profit. So gross profit is a tentative profit which I am getting from trading account. So gross profit is my tentative, is my profit which I have just made through production or sales and purchase and sales. I have made the gross profit. So
Sir,
example,
what does tentative means?
what does what?
Tentative means.
Tentative means mota moti, means you understand it's not 100% fully. Tentatively, we have made this much gross profit. We have not taken all the expenses over here. Now, pages, wages, opening stock, freight, these are my expenses. Purchase is also there. Purchase is also a very important item. We purchase or we produce goods. These are all my opening stock, freight, wages. These are all my direct expenses. And sales and closing stock, which is left behind, is my direct income. When I subtract the sales minus purchase, I get gross profit. And from that gross profit, when I subtract these items, these indirect expenses items, like selling expenses, office expenses, financial charges like interest, distribution expenses like salesman salary, advertisement, etc. When I spend these things from my gross profit, I am left with nothing but gross profit. And these things are, I am left with nothing but net profit. These things are recorded in profit and loss account. To get what? To get net profit. Over here, we prepare this one to get net profit. To get net profit. So this is the reason why we prepare profit and loss account, to get net profit, the overall profit. That is the actual profit after subtracting all the indirect expenses also, because these are also expenses. These have to be paid. Then there are some indirect incomes like rent received, commission received, discount received, interest received. These are not my direct incomes like sales. A sariwala business will never get rent received as a direct income. Their direct income is sales, sale of saris. So these indirect incomes we do not record in the direct place, which is our trading account. We record them in what? We record them in profit and loss account. Okay, these indirect items. So we record these indirect incomes and we get actual net profit, which the business has made. So how do we do this? This trading account and profit and loss account records all the closing entries, all the closing nominal account entries. Like I was giving you the example of this one, like wages was closed in trading account and rent received is closed in profit and loss account. Let's do one sum to understand this one more properly. In example on closing entries, enter the following in the books of Karan to close his account on 31st March 2020. Pass the closing entries, that is opening stock, sales return, closing stock is given, interest on investment is given, and salaries is given. This much is the sum. We know that opening stock, sales return, and closing stock are the items of trading account, are the direct items, are the direct expenses type. So we are closing. Opening stock needs to be closed over here, trading to opening stock. Then we have sales is closed in the trading account as sales to trading account. You remember? Sales return, we have debited. Our journal entry for sales return was sales return to debtors. Now to close it, sales return has to be credited. So trading to sales return. Stock, our opening entry was stock to capital, something like that. To close it, trading to opening stock. Similarly, sales, when we made cash or debtors to sales was credited before. Now we are closing them. So closing account, we are closing them, so we are debiting them. So sales account debit to trading account. Similarly, closing stock is debited in order to close them in trading account. If you notice over here, students, that our trading account is 80,000 in the debit, and trading account credited is also 80,000. That means there is no gross profit, no gross loss. Coincidentally, our expenses is equal to our income. Now come to profit and loss account. We have made one salary. When we paid salary, that time salary to cash. Now to close it, we have written two salaries. Salary is credited where? In profit and loss account. Why? Because salary is given to the office worker. It is the indirect expense. That's why we are closing it in profit and loss account. So profit and loss account is debited by 5,000 to salary. One more item is given, interest on investment. This is an indirect income. When you have got the income, you have written cash to interest on investment. Now you are closing interest on investment. So interest on investment account debit to profit and loss account. That is 5,000. If you notice over here again, that profit and loss account credit is 5,000, debit is also 5,000. That means our expense only 5,000 and our income is also 5,000. Net income means indirect income and indirect expense is also same. So there is no question of net profit in this sum. Let's understand a sum in which we have gross profit and net profit. Let's understand that. Have you all understand this much? Respond me. Yes, dear? Okay. Let's understand the next part. Enter the following in the books of current to close his accounts on 31st March. Pass the closing entries. Over here we have taken item purchase, sales, purchase return, discount received and discount allowed. Tell me one thing, students. When we do purchase goods, so we do what? Purchase account debit to creditors but to cash. Now purchase was debited. To close it, we have to credit it. So trading account to purchase. It's a direct expense. That's why. Sales is a direct income. So we are adding sales to trading account. Purchase return. The journal entry, simple journal entry for purchase return is what? Creditors to purchase return. Because we are returning the goods outward. To close it, we have to debit purchase return. So purchase return account debit to trading account. Now you notice that our expenses is 77,000. Our expenses 77,000 trading account is showing expenses. Whereas our income is 73,000. So which is more? Our expenses is more. As our expenses is more, we have 4,000 rupees loss. This 4,000 loss is acknowledged over here. See over here, 4,000 loss. Trading account, our debit was more, credit was less, so that much less we are again making it 4,000. So 73 plus 4, we have 77 again. And gross loss is the balancing figure, that 4,000 we have recorded. That gross loss which we have created, gross loss is again a nominal account. Any nominal account, once debit has to be credited. So gross loss has to be credited. To close it, we are closing in profit and loss account. So this debit is again closed to gross loss in profit and loss account, because the gross loss is only transferred to profit and loss account in order to find out whether we have made net loss or net profit. Let's understand that. Our profit and loss account is again debited by 4,000. So profit and loss account debit to gross loss. We have transferred the gross loss, or we have closed the gross loss in profit and loss account. Now there is discount received. Discount received was my income which was credited before. Now to close it, we have debited discount received over here. Discount received to profit and loss. Similarly, discount allowed was my debit item. Now I am closing it. We are crediting it, profit and loss account to discount allowed, because these two are my indirect incomes, indirect expenses related with sales. So that is why it will be coming over here in profit and loss. And any indirect expenses and incomes we record over here. Then we have what? We will see now our profit and loss account. We see our profit and loss account debit with 4,000 over here, and again debit with 2,000 over here. It means 6,000 total debit of profit and loss account. Whereas total credit in profit and loss account is 9,000. That means our credit is more. Credit more means profit. That means we made a 3,000 rupees net profit. Now when I am making 3,000 rupees net profit, it means what? 3,000 rupees we have made net profit. So we have to close that net profit. Profit and loss account, that net profit is transferred to capital account. See, profit and loss account debit to capital account. We have transferred the net profit to capital account. You will see that profit and loss account is also a nominal account. How much debit, that much credit it has happened. Trading account is also a nominal account. How much debit, that much credit has happened over here only. Purchase is how much debit, that much credit. Credit we are showing over here. Debit we are not showing because debit was purchase account debit to creditors or to cash. Purchase return we are showing over here one entry, the debit part. Credit part is already shown over here. You see in the note. Creditors to purchase return. It was credit, so we have debited the same amount. So how much debit, that much credit is happening everywhere. So in this case, our this closing entry is closed. Hope you all have understand. And this is your homework. If you have understand, please do this sum. And everybody, I will be asking you to subscribe and press the bell icon when I will be putting this video into the YouTube, so that whenever I will be putting any new videos, anytime you will be getting it directly. And any comments you write over there only, I will be able to understand. Thank you, students. Thank you. So let's close this meeting, and we will be discussing the next part later on. You all do the homeworks and send it to me. Thank you.